Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Today I wanted to talk to you about a hidden benefit in the PACT Act. This is a hidden benefit that many of us are not even aware of, and you're going to miss this window. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. So a couple things about the PACT Act that you need to remember. The PACT Act is covering toxic exposure, whether it's there's stuff for Vietnam, there's stuff with Camp Lejeune water, there's stuff with Gulf War, burn pits, and so forth. So those conditions that they've listed in the PACT Act are what we call presumptive conditions. Presumptive conditions are different than just filing for a normal condition that you're filing for with the VA. The process is different. The process eliminates the need for a nexus. Okay? You hear about a nexus a lot. The nexus is the link between the condition that you're filing for and your military service. In other words, prove to the VA my condition is as a result of my service or due to my service or manifested during my service or was caused by a service, something during my service. Whatever it is, you're trying to show a link, a nexus between the condition and your time in service. Presumptive conditions that are listed out in the PACT Act are exempt, essentially, from having to prove that nexus. So in other words, if you served in a specific location as identified in the PACT Act, whether it was Gulf War stuff or Vietnam or Camp Lejeune, wherever it was, if you served in one of those locations during the time frames specified and you have one of the presumptive conditions or more, if you have a presumptive condition, then the VA just presumes, assumes, grants you your service connected just simply based on you were there during that time frame and you have that diagnosed condition. And that's it. So that's really important. Now, that the hidden benefit in the PACT Act specific to this stuff was readdressed in a news, and I wish the VA would do a better job pushing this stuff out instead of burying it in a news release. So yesterday, or the day before yesterday, the days all blur together, I read through the 500,000 milestone was the thumbnail, and essentially there was 500,000 individuals that had filed for PACT Act type claims. So I read that article, news release, and in there they had this little hidden benefit. And if you're not aware of how intent to files work, this little benefit I'm going to tell you about is really essentially that. What happens when you do an intent to file is when you file an intent to file with the VA, you are putting the VA on notice. You are notifying them saying, hey, VA, I, veteran so-and-so, am planning to file a claim for compensation within the next 12 months. And as long as you file your claim within the next 12 months, the VA will honor the date of that intent to file as the effective date for your claim. And this could pay out thousands and thousands of dollars additional back pay for you if you do it. So when you file an intent to file, and I know I'm taking a while to get there, but people need to understand how all this stuff works. So that way when I explain it, it's like, oh my God, that is a big deal, right? Instead of just saying it. So the way that intent to file would work would be you'd file an intent to file. Let's say it takes you 10 months to gather all your documentation, do all your doctor's visits, develop your claim. Then you file your claim 10 months. So it's within the 12 months. So they're going to honor that date for your intent to file. Now, let's say it takes the VA 10 months to process your claim. Let's say that now that 20 months have passed since you filed your intent to file, 10 months for your intent to file, you're building your claim, you file your claim, took them 10 months to process it, and they award you $2,000, just to use easy monkey math, $2,000 a month. Awesome. You got whatever, a $2,000 increase, or your first initial claim is now $2,000. Awesome. Now the VA is going to say, great, you get $2,000 a month and we're going to start paying you that $2,000 a month moving forward. But oh, by the way, we need to give you back pay. So it took us 10 months. So that's $20,000. But then you filed your intent to file 10 months prior to that. So that's another $20,000. So here is $40,000 to you because it took 20 months for the entire process, the intent to file, you working on it, and then them getting it and them taking 10 months. So that's 20 months at $2,000 each. $40,000 of back pay in that example. So now I'm going to explain to you the hidden benefit. I'm going to read you the little paragraph in that news release, and then I'm going to explain it again. So the paragraph here says, the PACT Act the PACT Act is the biggest expansion of veterans' health care and benefits in generations. VA encourages all eligible veterans and survivors to file a claim or submit their intent to file a claim for PACT Act-related benefits now. Now, why? Because most veterans, I'm reading it directly from this news release, most veterans who do so before August 10th of 2023, so you got 3 months, August 10th, who do it before August 10th, 2023, will have their benefits, if granted, backdated to August 10th, 2022. The day that the president signed the bill into law. So when the president signed the bill into law, that effectively created an intent to file for you. So now if you file a claim in that window of opportunity, the VA will automatically back pay you to the date of that law being signed, or that bill being signed into law. Now, the little bit of a confusing part here, and I'm not 100% sure, so if somebody else is sure, chime in below. It says, again, in this little piece, veterans and survivors to file a claim or submit their intent to file for PACT Act-related benefits now. Most veterans who do so before August 10th will have their benefits granted, if granted, backdated to August 10th, 2022. So I understand there's two ways here. If you file a claim by August 10th, in other words, you have a year since the president signed it into law. So you have 1 year, that's August 10th. So as long as you call it, personally, I would say file it by the end of July, right? Try to aim for that. So if you do it before August 10th, though, then it's filed, the VA received it, stamped it, bam, now you can potentially get that back pay back 1 year. So that's an extra 12 months of back pay. However, in that little blurb it said, or submit your intent to file a claim. So if you put in an intent to file on July 25th, or before August 10th, an intent to file, then now you got another 12 months. So you could effectively have a 24-month back pay in addition to the processing time. So if it takes the VA 10 months and you have 24 months of additional back time, then you have 34 months of back pay potentially. So look, I love back pay. It's great. But really, you just want to get the claim processed and start getting the monthly check, right? Don't just drag it out just so you can get bigger back pay. File your claim as soon as you have all of your relevant information. But with that, I just wanted you to know that this is a hidden benefit inside of the PACT Act that many people don't know or are aware of. So please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. Thanks so much. Remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.